Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman. Based on essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Chapter 6, Man and the Battle of Life. Continued from the previous episode 55, the Gita's Solution to Contradictions. Current episode 56. The Collapse of the Rajasic Man. The Three Gunas. From Action to Renunciation. Key takeaways. The recoil from the gunas. The passage describes a stage where the mind becomes dissatisfied with the solutions offered by the three qualities of nature, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. This leads a person to seek a higher solution, either by escaping from all qualities, renunciation, or by becoming superior to them, inner renunciation. Arjuna's recoil. Arjuna, a Rajasic man, guided by a Sattvic ideal, experiences a sudden upsurge of the Tamasic quality. The divine call to transcendence. The divine teacher calls Arjuna not to a physical rejection of life, but to an inner superiority to the three gunas. The contradiction of the Kshatriya, Arjuna's dilemma, highlights the fundamental contradiction of his role. The desire for inaction, Arjuna's despair, leads him to believe that living as a beggar is a better path than fulfilling his Kshatriya dharma. Main passage. There also comes a stage in which the mind recoils from the whole problem, and it gets dissatisfied with the solutions given by the threefold mode of nature, Three Gunas. In such a state, it seeks for some higher solution outside or above these three qualities. It looks for an escape into something which is outside and void of all qualities and therefore of all activity. Alternatively, it also looks for an escape into something which is superior to the three qualities and is master of them. In such a state, it is at once capable of action while at the same time remain unaffected, undominated by its own action in the Nirguna or the Trigunatita. It aspires to an absolute peace and unconditioned existence. It may also aspire to a dominant, calm and superior existence. The natural movement of the former attitude of absolute peace and unconditioned existence is towards the renunciation of the world, sannyasa. The latter attitude of dominant, calm and superior existence leads towards the superiority to the claims of the lower nature and its whirl of actions and reactions. Its principle is equality and the inner renunciation of passion and desire. The former is the first impulse of Arjuna when he recoiled from the calamitous culmination of all his heroic activity in the great cataclysm of battle and massacre, Kurukshetra. In the process, he lost his whole past principle of action. For him, the only issue of overwhelming importance were the inaction and the rejection of life and its claims. But he is called by the voice of the divine teacher to an inner superiority to the three qualities and not to the physical renunciation of life and action. Arjuna is the Kshatriya, the Rajasic man. He governs his Rajasic action by a high Sattvic ideal. He advances to this gigantic struggle, to this Kurukshetra, with the full acceptance of the joy of battle called as a holiday of fight. He does this with a proud confidence in the righteousness of his cause. He advances in his rapid chariot, tearing the hearts of his enemies with the victorious clamor of his war conch. He wishes to look upon all these kings of men who have come here to champion against him the cause of unrighteousness. They want to establish as a rule of life the rule of a selfish and arrogant egoism. However, the uprush of the Tamasic quality into the Rajasic man who is Arjuna induced a recoil of astonishment, grief, horror, dismay, dejection, and bewilderment of the mind. It caused a war of reason against itself. It caused collapse towards the principle of ignorance and inertia. This resulted in the shattering of the confidence within Arjuna. He gets a severe blow on his customary attitude and mental basis of life. As a result, he turns towards renunciation. Arjuna strongly feels that it is better to live the life of a beggar who lives upon the alms rather than this dharma of the Kshatriya, this battle and action culminating in undiscriminating massacre. This principle of mastery and glory and power, which can only be won by destruction. This vindication of justice and right by a means which contradicts all righteousness. This affirmation of the social law by a war which destroys in its process and result all that constitutes society,